Hi everyone, my name is Zian, and today we'll be making the Saturn V rocket. Okay, everyone, let's build a Saturn V rocket, yo. You trust me now. Okay guys, as you know, the Saturn V rocket was the first rocket to ever go to the moon. The first astronaut, the first human to walk on the moon is Neil Armstrong. You already know that, man. You already know that, guys. But who doesn't? For those who doesn't like space, I think I'll just tell you. Even history and some other cool subject. Okay, let's get back. As before Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, he said, actually he landed on the moon, but before he even touched the moon, he said, one small step for human, one giant leap for mankind. Okay, that was really historical. But what he did at the moon was, he said some historic words that like I said, and then what happened? Actually, nothing happened. Actually, an Apollo mission did end up in disaster. Apollo 13, which is why 13 is a very bad number. So, in some buildings, you can't find the number 13 since that's the number for, bad and luck. Okay, we don't want 13 to, But they canceled landing on the moon because there was something wrong. Okay. I don't have anything to say now, so let's just continue. Okay guys, as you may know, what Neil Armstrong landed himself on the moon, actually, there were two of them. There were three astronauts, two of them landed on the moon, while one was staying in the command module where the three astronauts spent all their time. Two of them jumped into, actually, they hop on board the lunar lander, and then detached from the command module and landed on the moon. And they do some science, get some samples, and say some historic words. Which I already said that. Historic words, blah, blah, blah. Actually, if you guys live in Seattle, in America, you might see the Space Needle. That was built in the 1960s. The 1960s was the space race, which is the first humans to go to the moon. Their spacecraft was this, the Saturn V, Apollo 11. There were some few launches, but they were just prototypes. You know what prototypes mean, guys. Okay guys, I think I still have some words to say. What was it? Okay, after Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, say some, historic words, do some science and blah blah blah. Now, it's time to head home. But the lunar there were two parts on the lunar lander. The descent stage and the ascent stage. the descent stage brought them safely to the moon. Okay, to the lunar surface. The ascent stage will fly away, and the descent stage will just stay there. And then the ascent stage will dock in the command module and transfer to the command module. Detaching the ascent stage, it'll crash to the moon or just floating. Okay, guys, that might be boring, but it's a bit boring. Yeah, we all know it's boring. Just staying inside the spacecraft for 3 days. Actually, orbit, like, to go home, they use the translunar injection, which leaves the moon and back to Earth. Before they approach the Earth, once they're in an orbit in Earth, they turn 100 degrees to the opposite direction. And then, you immediately slowing down the velocity to get it off to the ground. The service module, which delivers some fuel supplies and life preserves, the life preserves will turn, and the booster will be approaching Earth. The service module is headed for Earth. That's what they want. Now it's time to jettison it. If you guys don't know what jettison means, it means separate. After that, the command module will just fall and fall and fall. And once they enter the atmosphere, the heat shield, which is the bottom part of the command module, will end up in flames. But don't worry, it's highly protected by really strong metal. And then once they pass the hard part, it's time to deploy the parachutes, and the hard part's over, and we just need to relax. Yes, guys, I really mean it. You have to relax. Relaxing in a tiny spacecraft. While on the ground, actually they're not going to land on the ground. They're going to land in the sea. While in the sea, there'll be an aircraft carrier standing by. Actually, there's an aircraft carrier, like the USS Gerald Ford, or some other aircraft. The USS Gerald Ford is the only one I know. Yes. Okay. Now, the hard part's over, and here comes the final part. Splashdown. Once splashdown is complete, a rescue helicopter will go and get them by using some sort of harness or something. I thought in real life they would land without a flotation device, but in my game called Space Agency, there's a little raft just so the helicopter waits. Okay, guys, if you haven't seen astronauts like wearing white and orange, the orange means international orange or pumpkin orange. Trick or treat. Why did they choose Why did they use orange? Orange is used to escape the Earth. When a rocket is escaping our planet, it's called escape velocity. It needs to be faster than the speed of sound to escape the Earth's the magnetic pull. Now you know that, guys. And then once they're in space, they change into their suits to white. White is an EVA suit. Which EVA is a word known as a spacewalk. you walk in space, but you can't walk on space. You float in space, like you're in the International Space Station. Like some people, if you're one in the International Space Station, I must warn you. Actually, you know what's like to be in the International Space Station, guys. If you live in the International Space Station or the ISS. Okay, if you're in the ISS, okay, that's where it's kind of boring now. Okay. Once we get to the ISS, there'll be a rope. Actually, that's not a rope. It's like a tube, but not that kind of hard tube. There'll be some kind of tube that will be attached to the back of the astronaut wearing the white suit. If that snaps, the back of the astronaut has a jetpack. A jetpack, you know what a jetpack is. A little tiny jetpack, just to get the astronaut back into a station, and doesn't float away. You know what happens when humans float away into space. Some people even die. Actually, no one has ever died in space, but I don't know if people died or didn't die in space. Guys, if you see someone dying in space, I don't know if someone died in space. If you know, guys, that someone died in space, just let me know down in the comments. Okay. I just hit. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's get back to the orange suit. Okay. The orange is called International Orange, which is, international. Or orange is the only color they use if they want to escape the Earth. Actually, if they crash land, there'll be a parachute in there are flares, parachutes, and some candy for the kiddies. Okay, don't trick or treat, but it's not Halloween. It's summer, but sometimes it can be spooky here in the Philippines, since they say in the legends that monsters only creep out in the summer. But I'm not sure that's real. But I'm kind of really terrified right now, so let's just go back to the spacecraft. Okay. We're safe in our spacecraft. Actually, we're not in a spacecraft. We're in our room. The room is in the house. You know that. And the house is on Earth, not in space like flying zero gravity. Orange is the color is used. So when astronaut crash lands into the water, they can be spotted easily. If only they use white. But let's get back to the white suit. The white protects them from the lack of oxygen, and they reflect the radiation from the sun. You know how hot it gets into the ISS once you're performing a spacewalk. Actually, in the ISS, actually that's too tall right now. So until the first stage. Sorry, I kind of passed the first stage. Silly me. I thought I'm going to build the core stage of the SLS. Let's see. Let's break it even more down. Too much. This looks good. And we add that, this, that. And then we add this, and let's just add this and this. Okay, now we've done stage 1. Here's the inside. You can't see the inside since I sealed it. So I can identify where stage 1 is. We don't want stage 1 to get lost. Now we need to build the connector. I thought there was something wrong with my spacecraft. Echo Zian. Always forgetting things. Actually, I'm still young. But how can I forget? I'm still really young. About 9 years old. Wait. We add an adder with it. Flamingo? Would mommy end up in a flamingo? With a bingo? Guys, if you heard of any, space related records, there were some few, but I think there is someone who, part of the Red Bull, who jumped into a capsule and fell from space, dropping to the earth, which is really terrifying, guys. You know how scary it is. You guys really know how scary it is to be in space, locked in a capsule. I forgot his name, so I really can't pronounce his name because I forgot his name. So guys, here's the connector. We put it, oh no. Okay guys, I didn't say oh no, I said oh yes. No need to say no here. Just say the word yes, because no is bad. Don't say no, guys. But if you want to say no, just let me know if you want to say no. Because I like to say the word no, but I also like to say the word yes. No, yes. There's so many words to decide. Okay. The man in the Red Bull, he's the one who jumped from the stratosphere. This one is going to be the second stage. The second stage is, the Saturn V contains 5 stages. And there are so many stages. Actually, five stages and the Apollo spacecraft. This is the spacecraft, but the real spacecraft is the lunar module, the command module, and the service module. And then there's some blah 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 blah. Guys, have you heard of Space Shuttle Columbia? The falling star. They say that there was something wrong with with the rocket, not the shuttle. In space agency, if you don't have a game, just download Space Agency. If you like space, play Space Agency. You get your own sandbox, a quick launch, or a tutorial. If you pass all the tutorials, actually I didn't see really well my eyesight. I didn't forget. I thought in tutorials there are only 1 to 8, but there's 9, 10, 11. And I passed it all. I guess I'm now a space cadet. Actually, I'm not a cadet. I'm already a pro. But not that kind of a pro. Actually, I'm still in level 2. In the career mission. I didn't pass the career missions. I need to, eject my spacecraft all the way to the space station. Guys, if you play Space Station, do you see that word if you pass level 2, do you guys see a word named STA? That's where I need to go. My problem, because I can't, my spacecraft, I can't sling my spacecraft in the right direction. Had so many things to look at. Actually, not so. I have so many things to take care of, the gouge and some other whatnot. They're all in. Guys, I just bought the communication satellite and some blah 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 blah. It's really blah 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 blah. More like you're an alien from outer space. Ha 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 ha. Actually, there's no aliens here. They're just myth. If you guys don't know what a myth is, it means a story, a made up story. Okay, that's cool. Guys, if you wanna know where the I mean where the Saturn V was launched, it was in Cape Canaveral in Florida, the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Florida. Okay, you guys know what Florida and Florida because it sounds a bit lame. Okay, lame is lame. Which reminds me of something. Never mind. We're at the second stage now. Hey guys, did you know a tiny spacecraft, the command module, just enters the Earth, but the parachutes are big? Why do they need big parachutes? Here's what I found out. I didn't research it, but I know why the explanation is. Why they choose big parachutes. The command module isn't just small. It's also made of metal. And metal is, heavy. And then you put lots and lots of metal that gets even heavier. If you guys know how a parachute works, so when a parachute works, you need to deploy the parachute. The parachute will open, and then here comes the big part. The parachute, the wind falling. Once they're falling, there will be a strong wind. Once the wind is, push the wind, that's where the parachute comes to place. The parachute, stops the air and then flow. It's like, hitting the air is going up. So going down and going up means you're slowing down. It's like, like a runaway train, and then you try to couple with it, and then you need to go forward. It's like, a ferry with two propellers on each side. Like, the other one is out of control. You need to start up the other one so it spins. So, that's why it's stopping and slowing down. Once the deployed parachute so low, now, once it hits the water, it goes. We don't want an explosion to occur inside. We won't want that to happen. Some say that if the command module is touched in water, there'll be a flotation device. In space agency, there's a flotation device. Okay, guys, it's getting a bit chilly now since we use aircon every night, which our money is really it comes in a hefty price tag, you guys. You know that it comes in a hefty price tag. It also costs a pretty penny too. Mommy, you should have set it to low cool. Then after 3 minutes, you set it to high cool. And then after 3 minutes again, you set it to low cool. And then you set it to high cool. Actually, our money, once we pay it doesn't come relatively cheap. Yes. Our money doesn't come relatively cheap. And my mommy just, accelerates it to thermostat, mommies. I think it's between 6 and 7. I can't really tell. I can't really tell, guys. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, viewers. Okay, there's no time for drama. We still have a rocket to build. It's so frustrating. Guys, some Legos can be frustrating, but mine is not Lego as in there's a red box. This kind of Lego is Kogo Lego, which is really new. Actually, this is a cool kind of Lego because you can build anything you want, from spacecraft to other whatnot, from any transportation or a house. But try Kogo today. Just buy Kogo. If you're in the Philippines, I'm not sure if it's cheap or not, because my dad only buys this kind of Lego. Sometimes this always gets me frustrated. Oh great. Wait, I just need to attach this and there you go. And then they build the third stage, which is called the S4B. S4B. You know what B means? B. Actually, B is in a single word, a single letter. Yes, I'm starting to build the S4B. Sorry guys, I've been taking too long here, so if you're bored, I don't know what to do. So, sorry guys, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing. I'm aware of my situation. I'm aware of my surroundings. If you're not aware of your surroundings, no, that'll end up in catastrophic disaster. But sometimes disaster always strikes. You never know when. Okay. Sorry guys, the camera just tipped over, so that happened. Sorry guys. Sorry viewers. Spoiler alert. Actually, I didn't spoil you guys. Sorry guys. You see that total blackness? That was just the new bed here. We're making aircon here because it's hot here. Okay, I'm not sure that's going to be a good idea, but I guess that's going to be a good idea. If something ends up in catastrophic disaster, what we really don't like is power outage. We love power outage as long as it's not too long, from 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. now. It won't like that. We don't have AC. The A stands for air. The C stands for conditioner. Not the kind of shampoo or something. Not the kind for, something for your hair. Well, that's nice though. Okay guys, I've done the third stage. I put it here. And here's my lunar lander. Relatively small, right? But it's okay. The lunar lander needs to be small. So I just made that part up. So, spoil guys. I'm really sorry. Please, forgive me. We just put it. And this is so, frustrating. This is what the astronauts use to land on the moon. Just ito. And then we put that there. It's going to be really tall. But not too tall, if I do say so myself. If we just put this, that, care.
Modified General. NGCQ Modified General.
Hey guys, if you're bored with my, words, forgive me. My words are, astronomical. For those who love the words I've been speaking to, please like this video. Sorry guys, I couldn't do it. It's really hard. This is the service module. This is where life support systems are stored in. Actually, astronauts can't board here. They can only live in the command module. Can you imagine stuck in a tiny inside 3 astronauts stuck inside a simple spacecraft that is not wide enough to, just being stuck inside an entire spacecraft for 3 days? No, that will be, not embarrassing. I mean, it's going to be a really tight space. I think that will have to break. I think all that stretching may have broken their bones. But I'm not sure if someone broke. Can you imagine being isolated in a tiny spacecraft for 3 days? Actually, for 6 days. 3 days to get to the moon. Then 3 days back, which is equivalent to 6 days. You know how to add, right guys? So, you know how to do this. But I'm just telling you. Okay guys, I'm not sure how they do it. They just, if they have to go to the bathroom, I don't know. Guys, if you know the Apollo spacecraft, and if you guys know where to, take a bathroom break, or maybe they might have, I think they just installed a little, a little toilet inside the service module, but no way. That's going to be gross. Okay guys, we just, I think we're going to need oxygen tank inside. Actually, there's already an oxygen tank, but I'm not sure they're allowed. But I think there's a little hatch here that's open to the service module, from the command module to the service module. Blobbing it outside. Okay guys, I'm just guessing here, just trying to give you the straight poop. Okay, I'm almost done. If you guys know what this is the launch abort system. This is the launch. If there's something goes wrong, this will just pull the command module upwards, rather than just killing all our astronauts. Yes, it's almost done. Well, I think it's really tall. I should. Okay, guys, let's start a few remodels. And we're going to replace this because it looks a bit boring. Guys, if you know, this is the launch abort system. It flies with rockets. Okay, once the first is released and something didn't go wrong, it ejects away from the space. It ejects. It is also why, because it's more aerodynamic, and it also covers the command module, because it gets overheated, because you need to escape the Earth, and escaping Earth, you need to pass through the atmosphere. The atmosphere is really, really densely hot. It's really tall, guys, so you can't really see it's really tall. You can only see the third stage, half of the third. Okay, guys, let's try few remodels. Too much. Sorry, I get overwhelmed. Okay, let's go. We're going back to the drawing board. Let's see. Take this off, take this off, take this off, take that off, take this off. Okay. I'm kind of a loser here, but I'm not a loser. Sometimes we sing karaoke. I get, what do I get, guys? I'm really sorry for you, but my score is 90. Every time I sing a song, it's always 90. 90. How boring that is. You know how boring it is? Just every time I sing karaoke, my score is always 90. 90. Sometimes the beginners get 91, get 90 or more. I get none. Actually, I'm kind of a loser. Kind of a loser though. Which is why, you know, you guys can still hear me singing, but you can't hear me singing across if you're the other side of the world, because sound that does travel, but it doesn't travel for miles halfway around the world. Oh, great. Actually, just need to add this and oh, there's nothing wrong here. Just need to put that there and voila. Here you go, guys. It's done. You can't really see it since you can only see the first stage and the second stage. You can only see about, I really can't count the blocks. Okay, sorry guys. I think this is going to be a good view. So here it is, guys, the Apollo spacecraft, or the Saturn V, or the Apollo 11 to 17, and also 13. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, if you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. And remember, and remember guys, keep watching our videos and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.